This segment is sponsored by Michigan Auto Law. Spring is finally here, and that means many of us will be getting out and about to enjoy it. This season also brings additional dangers on the road, and attorney Brandon Hewitt is here from Michigan Auto Law to talk about some of those. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Catherine. Thanks again for having us.
Oh, glad to. We see a lot more bicycles when the weather gets good, right? Among other things.
That's right. Spring is here. The birds are out, and so are the bicyclists and the pedestrians. So it's time to be extra careful out there on the roads.
For sure. I know that speeding is one of the concerns. You know, we put the windows down, that causes more noise, and we turn the radio up, and then we drive too fast, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's excited, right? It's getting to be beautiful out there. The sun is out. A lot of people don't actually realize the impact that emotions have in our driving habits. When we're excited, when we're happy, we tend to drive a little bit faster. So it's being aware of how you're feeling at the time and just making sure you're slowing down and understanding that there's a lot more distractions out there. There's a lot more people on the road, and there are a lot more possibilities for some bad things to happen.
Speaking of, bicycles and pedestrians, we do know that bicyclists are at particular risk, right, during this time.
Yeah. So they're out there, and the big thing is that a lot of people don't expect them to be out there in the numbers that they are, especially during certain times of day. So you're actually going to see more people commuting to work by bike. The most dangerous time to be out on a bicycle is actually between 3 and 4 p.m., which is interesting. Some people may be getting out of work, just a little bit heavier traffic. But sadly, we've seen bicyclist fatalities go up nearly 40% just in the last 3 years. So a lot of more people out there biking, and unfortunately, a lot more accidents happening.
As far as pedestrians, they have a responsibility too, and you can see pedestrians crossing, not in crosswalks, et cetera, but ultimately, is it the driver who's responsible for the safety of a pedestrian no matter what they do?
It really depends. The pedestrians have to cross in a crosswalk. It's the number one contributing factor to pedestrian accidents and fatalities. More than 30% of crashes for pedestrians happen not in a crosswalk. Also, you are legally obligated as a pedestrian, if there is a sidewalk, to be on the sidewalk. You can't walk in the road unless you absolutely have to. If you have to, the important rule is that you walk on the left side of the road against traffic. It's the opposite with bicycles. Bicycles, you ride with traffic. Pedestrians, you walk against traffic to make sure that oncoming vehicles can see you.
You and I talk a lot about distracted driving, but it continues to be a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Texting drivers are 23 times more likely to be in crashes. Drivers just being on your cell phone, just talking on your cell phone, increases your risk of crashing by a factor of 12-fold. And it's still a huge factor in all these crashes. And unfortunately, it's not going away. It's getting worse.
All right. Give us some safety tips.
You know what? First of all, especially in Grand Rapids, they did a great job of putting this in place. Drivers of motor vehicles have to give bicyclists and pedestrians 3 feet of room on each side as they go around them. The road is a shared road. So I know bicyclists kind of get on drivers' nerves for going too slow, but you have to give them space, and that's 3 feet on either side. A big rule for pedestrians, a good safety rule, is to make eye contact with pedestrians. And if you're a pedestrian, make eye contact with cars that are approaching an intersection. Don't assume that the car has seen you. Don't assume that the pedestrian saw you as the driver. Make eye contact, acknowledge that you're going to let each other go by and who's going to go first, just like you would at a four-way stop. People are waving each other through. And remember also, there's going to be a lot of sudden starting and stopping as you're in traffic. You might not see blinkers all the time, and that might be because somebody's letting a pedestrian or a bicyclist come through the intersection. Don't pass that slowing or stopping vehicle. You might be driving right into a crossing pedestrian or bicyclist. Really just take your time out there, be careful, understand there's a lot more people sharing our roads this time of year than otherwise might be.
Yeah. All right. Well, all good advice. And folks, for more information or to contact an attorney, call 1-833-411-MISH or visit michiganautolaw.com. Brandon, thanks.
As always, thank you.